I put them new 4Gs on the Jeep. I trap into the bloody bonuses underneath. Cause all my niggas got it out of the streets. I keep 100 racks inside my jeans. I remember hitting the mall with the whole team. Now the cannons are cold cause I'm balling. I was waking up getting racks in the morning. I broke, now I'm rich, these niggas salty. Yeah. What up? What up? What up? What up, y'all? This is Etienne. I am not a runner. 18. If this is your first time joining me, welcome in. If you've been here before, welcome back. Good running. Not good running. I'm lying to you. I'm lying to myself. Definitely been a tough week. Only one run in. It was earlier today, 2.5 miles. It was fine. Easy recovery run. But the allergies have definitely equated to fatigue this week. Seasonal allergies. It's spring here in New York City, here on the East Coast. So the pollen is pollinating. The weather is beautiful and amazing, but we gotta get through these flowers and plants. Those are the ops right now. It's all good. It's a first world problem. Easy to battle through it. Hydrating makes all the more difference, even more than normal. Zyrtec helps. Whatever allergy medicine you pick, there's a bunch of them out there. They're all overpriced. Shout out to the administration for keeping our pockets empty. But we are 22 weeks into training. Marathon is very, very gradually but quickly getting closer and closer and closer. Thinking about the fundraising that I have in front of me and that I've done so far, and definitely got my work cut out. But the runs are getting easier and stronger and faster, so that's the win. That's the name of the game. Feeling very good about that. Did my longest run to date over the weekend. That was excellent. That was blessed. Personal record, personal best. I don't know if it's personal record or personal best. I see both. I feel like PR is a little cleaner. Rolls off the tongue a little bit nicer, but personal best might be easier to say. What are your thoughts? Get me right. Help me not fuck this up. But yes, on a serious note, personal record over the weekend, 16 miles from Manhattan to Queens. Took the train back because I was cooked afterward, and got to run a park that I've had my eyes set on for some time, something I've drove past for years and years since living in the city, something I've seen in Men in Black and was like, what the hell is that? Flushing Meadows, Corona Park, absolutely gorgeous. Very different vibes than Central Park and Prospect Park. You can tell it was architected by different vision and by different people, but very expansive, very robust. A lot of soccer going on in there. Shout out to the Latino community. Y'all were out there deep, and I respect it. Having a Sunday fun day, cooking out, kids running around, a lot of scooters going. Beautiful, excellent weather. The only negative or downside to a day like that for me on this long run is being away from the family, being away from my fiance, being away from my daughter, because it was probably about 2.5, almost 3 hours that I was out there, and it hurt. I was tired at the end of that one. So learning moment, learning experience. Haven't done that before, but we'll do it again. I think I'm going to try to run a full marathon before the actual marathon, just in training. I know it's dangerous. I know it's risky business. I know a lot of people advise against it. fuck all of that. I'm gonna try and do my thing. If I could do it on a normal day, I know I can do it on a race day. Just gotta be safe about it. You gotta be healthy. You gotta make sure the rest days get sprinkled in and allow for the longevity. I ran that Queens run on. It was also my first time running in Queens. 3 boroughs down. Still got to hit Staten Island and the Bronx. But after that, I'll have all 5 locked in. But yeah, I did that run on Sunday. Didn't run Monday. Didn't run Tuesday. Was thinking about running Wednesday, but my legs were still sore. I'm not going to lie to you. Nothing unusual. Nothing sharp. No sharp pains or nothing scary. But I was just extra tired and sore and fatigued. So that was a little bit longer of a recovery process. Today's Thursday. I got back out there and felt very good about it. Shout out to Coach Bennett for, in the middle of my recovery run, my guided recovery run, hooking us up with a little fartlek. That was unexpected, but much appreciated. It felt nice to pick up the pace a little bit. That's what I got. It's going good. Like I said, 22 weeks into this thing. Let's just talk about running. The sport of it, the world of it. Something I don't spend a lot of time doing on these episodes because I really try to go inward and keep it introspective about my progress and my thoughts along the way. But it's getting pretty crazy, especially as the weather warms up. I'm just seeing more and more and more people, and I can't figure it out if it's like when you see a punch buggy. I don't even think punch buggies are a thing anymore. I'm dating myself, but you see one car and somebody calls it out to you, and then you just start seeing them everywhere. Like pickup trucks. I had this experience with a pickup truck because Step Pop's got a pickup truck, got a Dodge Ram, and I've actually kind of fallen in love with it a little bit. Very sturdy. But now I just see so many pickup trucks, and it's not just the one or similar type of demographic that you might expect. There's so many of them out there. Running is the same way. I'm just seeing thousands and thousands and thousands of people in this small little part of Lower Manhattan running constantly. Early morning is the best time to go out there. It's refreshing. Early morning, you just see parents, people who are hungover, people who are walking dogs, or people who are running. And then you have somebody like myself who's involved in all of it. Good bunch, good quality people. I have to tip my hat to us. But it's gotten crazy. You can't walk down 1 or 2 blocks without seeing somebody running, without having a runner run past you. I used to get super annoyed about stuff like that, but now I'm in it. I'm in the cult, so I get it. Pulled some figures. According to Runner's World, the U.S. now has over 50 million runners going right now. That's the highest since 2020, and I do think a lot of this boom popped off during COVID because we didn't have a lot of options. There wasn't a whole bunch of things we could do. Gyms were not really happening in the way that they normally would. Contact sports, not so much when there's a plague or a pandemic happening. So a lot of this is very recent. It's not to say that running hasn't always been around. It definitely has for hundreds or thousands of years, but in the 60s, 70s, when Nike became the powerhouse that we know it to be, running had a explosion, popped off, became very trendy. Running shoes, running fashion, culture kind of became a staple. Adidas and other brands like Asics upped the score, had even better tracksuits. The Adidas tracksuit is an icon. But as of the last 5-6 years, it's even crazier than ever. People are spending so much money on running. According to Field Mag, the running shoe market specifically, just shoes, grew from $9 billion to $15.4 billion from 2019 to 2022. So we're for sure beyond that. And that's like, it's not 100% growth. What's that, like 50% growth in 3-4 years? Don't quote my math, or do. We're not here to do maths. But yeah, it's a huge expansion. You got a lot of celebrities now getting involved in it. I was going to be funny and say for better or for worse, but it's just for better. If people are doing things to take care of themselves, to feel better, to be more fit, to live longer, that's a good thing. That's an infectious thing, and that's what we want. Few of the folks who've come into my purview in this order are Gunna, hip-hop artist, Nori, hip-hop artist, journalist, I don't know if he's a podcaster, OG, New Yorker, now Miami legend. Not somebody that you might typically or usually equate with a sport like running, but it's beautiful to watch him getting out there and putting up his miles. Casey Neistat, definitely a big inspiration. Local legend here in Manhattan. You see him walking around all the time, filming content, dapping people up. Kind of like the opposite of Michael Jordan in terms of just Casey Neistat is for sure a social media and specifically a YouTube GOAT legend, one of the greatest to ever do it. That's why I say MJ, but seems to be like always down to dap somebody up, take a selfie. At least that's what his snippets and pieces of content would lead us to believe. Shout out to Casey, always out there kicking it with the people. Run a shit ton of marathons and seems to be pushing himself towards better and better times, but also just loving the process and loving the running. Harry Styles, not somebody that I'm super well versed with, but obviously become a household name in pop culture and music. This is a favorite of mine. I don't know how long he's been involved in the game, but Black Sam, I've been seeing some Instagram posts about him having gotten into running marathons based on conversations he had previously had with his brother, the late great Nipsey Hussle. So shout out to the marathon. The marathon continues. TMC, the whole movement, the whole family. Y'all are living legends, and we need y'all. We need to see this type of work. Shout out to Marathon Burger. I gotta get one. Y'all are killing it, and we love to see that. We need to see that. Cynthia Erivo, again, also not someone I'm super knowledgeable about, but definitely doing a great job in Hollywood, putting her mark on the movie and film scene, music artist, talented singer. Gave us this new generation's witch. I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched Wicked. Excellent movie. I don't remember which she was. East, west, north, south. You got me. I have no fucking idea. I'm not gonna lie to you. But seeing her talking about running marathons and getting into it, it's inspiring. It's necessary, especially for folks who look like we look and who come from the places that we do. Love that. Pulled some numbers about folks who've done the damn thing. Start with Cynthia Erivo. Apparently in 2022 ran the London Marathon in 3 hours, 35 minutes, and 36 seconds. Beast. I know for sure if I was to go out and run a marathon, I feel pretty confident that that would not be my time. I would be much higher than that, working towards something like that. But that's beast. Love that. Kevin Hart ran the 2017 New York City Marathon in 4 hours in 5 minutes 6 seconds. And this is a deep cut. Caught my eye, inspiring, just for the probably triple OGs in pop culture. Oprah Winfrey ran the 1994 Marine Corps Marathon, which happened in DC and Virginia, in 4 hours, 29 minutes, and 15 seconds. I feel like I would like to think if I was to run a marathon today, I would be somewhere around there. But shit, Oprah might have cooked my boots as well. I don't know. I've never run a marathon, so I have no idea what my time would look like. But legends in their respective fields who are out there putting up miles. I don't know if Oprah or Kevin Hart are still running, but I imagine, especially Kevin Hart, he seems like a very fit guy. They have some version of it sprinkled into their routines. More important than celebrities, I gotta spotlight this next audience or demographic, which is young folks. Young runners are the fastest growing group. Nearly 25% of the people who have signed up for the New York City Marathon are between the ages of 25 and 29. Early Gen Z, late millennial. It's a big chunk. A quarter of the runners are younger folks, and it seems like more and more these younger generations are doing things like not drinking, prioritizing fitness. Hopefully there will be a rebellion against social media and digital life in the way that it's become so prominent. Less screen time is more screen time. I'm not saying that I do a good job of this, but I'm saying it's what I aspire to and what I think is important and necessary for humanity to be a human. Social media is a big driver, and community is a big driver of all this stuff that we're talking about. Run clubs, crews, groups, cliques, running gangs. I don't know, all the entities, but the squads popping off more than ever. My brother told me that run clubs are the new club. It's where a lot of people are meeting each other, mingling, rubbing shoulders, if you will, and just looking for connection. It's important. The internet, kind of like a microcosm of what I experienced in New York City. These large spaces, a place like New York City, Manhattan, or the internet, jam-packed, overrun, overflowing with people, just millions or hundreds of millions of people in these very tight spaces. It can be very isolating. Even though you're around other humans, everybody gets into their little zone, their little silo, onto their little island, and don't really cross paths or cross-pollinate as much as we could and maybe should sometimes. So something like running just brings people together in a very low maintenance type of way. All you need is a pair of shoes. And if you're a little more grassroots, you don't even need that. There's plenty of folks around the world running without proper running shoes or all this gear that we spend thousands of dollars on. The gear helps. It helps with safety, longevity, speed, all of that, endurance, all of it. But you don't need it. I love hooping. I love playing basketball. I love all sports, but my favorite is basketball without question. You don't need a hoop. You don't need a ball to just go on a run. And there's also a peace and a serenity that comes along with just you and the route, the environment, the atmosphere, the sounds. Could be music, could be nature, could be other people on the street. It's a beautiful thing. I hope we get more of it. I hope I get better at it. And I hope if you haven't delved into any of this so far, I hope you get to test the waters in due time in whatever way makes sense for you. Actual shout out for this week goes to the New York Roadrunners social media team. You got me. You done good. Yesterday was April 1st, and they posted a post. I'm going to just pull up the actual post so I can read it verbatim, because it low-key had me freaking out and damn near not panicking, but a little sad for a few different reasons that I won't go into. But I'll go into one of the reasons. New York Roadrunners yesterday posted breaking 2026 TCS New York City Marathon to return to 1970 Central Park course. The caption is, "Sometimes to move forward, you have to go back." In a bold and historic move to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the iconic 5-borough New York City Marathon, the 2026 TCS New York City Marathon will return to its original 1970 course format, consisting of 4+ laps inside of Central Park. I got plans for some art that I'm putting together with a loved one and a collaborator to commemorate this marathon journey and experience. And I'm almost baked and ready to go with it. But more importantly, I was sad because a big part of this I've realized is being excited to literally run all of New York City, hit all 5 boroughs at once in the same day, run this course that is going to give me a vantage point that no one else can understand unless they've run this marathon. That's very important and inspiring and exciting to me. That's a big driver that makes these hard, long runs a lot more easy and not easy, but a lot more doable and manageable. So shout out to New York Roadrunners. That was very clever. I literally saw that post. Was like, damn, feeling bummed for a few hours in the day, went about my work day, my life. And then I went back to it, or came back to it on Instagram, and started reading the comments, and people were like, ha, good one. Didn't realize it was April Fool's. It's not the way my humor is set up, but alas. Hopefully you're having a great week. Stay blessed. Be good to yourself first and foremost. You can't pour from an empty cup. Don't try to. Be good to your neighbors. Be good to your loved ones. Hit somebody up randomly. Just call them. Don't text them. Just call them. Somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. I'm talking to myself. Just call them. Tap in. Don't have an agenda. Don't have talking points. Definitely don't have an ask, a request. Definitely with no favors, none of that. Just hit them up. Just chat with them. Tell them you love them. Tell them you miss them. If you're built like that, if you're sturdy enough, tell them you love them. Tell them you hope to link with them soon. If you want bonus extra credit, make plans to catch up in person. That's what I got. I appreciate y'all tapping in. I am Etienne. This is my journey to the 2026 marathon in New York City. Love.